Hello, everyone, and welcome back to day 2 of the SACER, not the Sonic Adventure era, marathon. It is awesome to be back, and I am so excited to be hosting again. We've got a cool run coming up with Slysonic playing Jak II any percent. So let's give it up for Sly, everybody, and let's go.
And hello, I am here with Jak II, minor schedule issue, but I'm here playing Jak II. This game is pretty cool, I think, so I'm excited to show it off for you all. Joining me on commentary, kind of very last second here, I have Refrag and Victory Cannon. How are you guys doing?
Doing good, having a good time, and excited for some Jak II. I've played this game a lot casually, so I'm really excited for this.
Yeah, this game is sick. And how about you, Refrag? How are you doing?
Uh-oh, we lost Frag.
No, Refrag.
No, Refrag.
Oh, I forgot that.
Oh, they're back.
Hello.
Bless.
Hello.
So yeah, I'm doing fine. Just figuring out the stuff and hopefully supporting you in this Jak II run. I think it's gonna be great to see.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, I think we're about ready. I think I'll get started in a sec then. Got a quick game here, and timing starts kind of awkwardly, but I'll count it down and it'll be roughly correct. So we're going to go to new game here, and yeah, we will get started in 3. Wait, you guys can't actually see the game. I forgot to do that.
Yeah, that'll be good. But
there you go. All right, there you go. You guys can see it.
Thank you.
So we will get started in 3, 2, 1, go. Alright, so this is Escape. It's basically the tutorial level. We have to escape from prison because after the effects of Jak I, we go through some sort of warp gate and now we're in the future somewhere, so now we have to escape from prison. It makes sense, trust me.
why did I see some French at the beginning there, Sly?
I might have set the subtitle language to French.
Oh, okay.
Alright, that was a fail. That was a failed attempt at a boosted. A boosted uppercut is one of the few on-foot movement techs we have. You'll see that a lot in Jak I later, but in Jak II we do one of them. The movement between Jak I and Jak II and 3 is actually quite similar on foot. There we go. Boosted uppercut cuts that corner and allows us to get through here. But the entire Jak trilogy is based on the same engine, so a lot of the movement tech we'll see is very similar. Currently I'm failing escape, so that's awesome. Yeah.
That's alright. This is just our warm-up period. Just getting refamiliarized with the game.
True, I had literally 0 time to practice today, so that's great.
Yeah, I do wanna shout out Sly here because that was very cool of you to be able to swap the runs there, and obviously you didn't have as much preparation as you would like.
Yeah,
But,
for sure.
Yeah, it's still very, very nice for you to do that. So, yeah, thank you.
Yeah. This game, so the core mechanic of this game is this, the Dark Jak mechanic. It's really integral to the story about, you know, turning into Dark Jak and what happened during prison, because apparently we spent 2 years in there. That is the single time we are going to use Dark Jak the entire run. You'll never see him ever again, despite how integral he is to the story plot. But now, we are going to be zooming about in the zoomers here. This is a feature they added in Jak II compared to Jak I. we get to just drive vehicles through the city, and we are going to be driving vehicles to very specific points, because we are going to do something called barrier skips. So Haven City is a massive hub world separated into a lot of different portions of it, separated by barriers. But if we go out of bounds here and die, we actually skip one of the barriers that's meant to block us off from this section of the city. We're supposed to be here much later into the game. We're going to do another barrier skip here by going up here, doing some more on-foot movement, and that will take us...
No walls.
Yeah.
Balls are more of suggestions.
Is this a Sonic game?
This Sonic?
This is a Sonic game for sure. I am actually playing Sonic Hat, not the same. It's quite impressive.
You fooled us all.
Yeah, so we're doing all that so we can access this area. The entire game, or a really big chunk of the game, is based on finding the Tomb of Mar, and it contains the precursor stone, which is capable of something or other. I died there somehow. Okay. That was... Huh. That was very strange.
Your vehicle died, but you didn't, right?
Yeah, the vehicle exploded, but I do need this specific vehicle. I need specifically a one-seated vehicle, because these ones can jump, and if we do this right, we can go up here and get a big jump over the wall here, out of bounds. And remember Mars Tomb, the Mars Tomb that I was mentioning earlier? That is actually right past this door. Why isn't this door opening? I have no idea. Okay, so that's awesome. The door isn't opening. I don't know what to do now.
Oh.
Is there like a trigger maybe that you just kind of whiffed on the way over?
I have no idea. I hope a restart fixes it. Otherwise, we are in a bit of trouble.
Uh-oh.
Uh-oh.
This is kind of the only required trick of the run. This is kind of the only thing that makes this run unique. Alright, get up here.
Surely this is gonna work.
Okay, wait, there we go.
Oh yeah.
I think I needed to trigger that, and now I go through here. There, now the door opens.
Yeah, there we go.
Nice.
Alright, so we punch this door and then restart, and we will be taken into Mars Tomb, which is about 60% into the game, because of course it is. So this door naturally is locked, but if we go up here, there's actually no collision here, so we can jump around the door. And hey, we are in the tomb now. Now that we're in the tomb, we can complete the tomb challenges. They're a little bit trickier because we're supposed to have a bunch of stuff in our arsenal, like a bunch of guns, the jet board. But we're going to have to do some cool out of bounds movement here, if I can get it right. This one's a bit finicky. There we go. Then we get up here. We are out of bounds now. So now we have to fiddle with the camera a bit, and we want to go under this door here. If we hit the trigger around here, that will open this door. And I have to be careful. If I go too far left, I go back in bounds, but if I go too far right, I die to the dark eco to the right of me. So I'm going to try and roll jump on water here.
I didn't know you could do that.
Oh yeah, this is not intended at all. You have to press the roll button about the frame you land, I think.
Oh, okay.
So I'm trying to do this movement here. This is a bit tricky. This is the one water roll jump I need to hit. And if we get this right, we get in here, and we can start this.
Oh.
So now we're playing as Daxter. There are very few times where you play as Daxter in this game, or even in the entire series. So this, starting this sequence actually triggers the percentage warp. This now takes us 62% into the game, and that unlocks everything before this point as well. So all the guns that I mentioned we don't have, and the jet board that we didn't have before, they now all unlock.
Okay, but I have a question. If this is 60% into the game, then how long is this run with all this?
The all missions run is only about 2.5 hours. It's been really optimized to be 2.5 hours compared to the 50 minutes that this run normally takes in any percent.
Right.
But yeah, still an hour and a half saved is pretty big.
Yeah, that is quite big.
We basically just did glitched route, but we don't have to do any funny flag stuff to progress through the story.
Right.
We just this is like going to Hot Shelter and then going to Mark II. So now that this chase sequence is over, we get to control Jak and the jet board.
Did it just give you the jet board?
Yep, it gives us the jet board and all the guns. It unlocks everything at this point in the game because the devs were actually nice and said, hey, if you manage to get here, you should get everything you would normally get, including the jet board, which is very broken because if I do this right, a bit not tuned up on it, but if I do it right, then of course there's an infinite height exploit we can do.
Love it.
So we're going to be, I'm going to be hovering up here for a bit. And we want to land in this tomb here. And we have to do the tombstone puzzle now. So I need to listen out for the tombstones. And I'm going to use a cheat sheet that I've opened up on the side to solve this puzzle quickly. I want to hit 2 at a time because that's just faster. I need to go here. Then we go. Okay, that was a bit weird. That's fine. Then up here. And then that's the tombstone puzzle complete.
I have no clue what just happened.
Oh, it's a musical based thing, so yeah. So we hit the button to complete the second challenge. We didn't actually complete the first challenge, we just did the chase and then got out of there. But we can hit the button for the first challenge there, and that opens the door. That is the wrong menu. There we go. So we restart mission here, and that will take us right into the cutscene, into the Baron Praxis boss fight. This boss fight is meant to be the end of Act 2. This game is separated into 3 acts. So this is the end of Act 2 already. We gotta go hit these bombs back at Praxis. These bombs can be super duper annoying to deal with, so I'm gonna take some time to make sure they actually hit, otherwise that will happen.
Yeah, I remember this fight being super annoying casually. I don't know if there's any setups that help in the speedrun.
Not particularly, no. I actually missed that cycle. I have to take an extra cycle of the fight. That's really bad, actually. But that's fine, because you can see he survived barely with 1/3 of his health there. Okay, that's...
Oh right, the
yeah.
Bottom right bar is actually the health of the boss?
Yep.
Ah.
He has 3 phases. His second phase, he just comes up and shoots us like this. So, yeah, we just have to avoid that. And the last phase is a lot different. It has a lot more RNG to it. So I want to get a bomb here. So we have to hit him 4 times to progress a phase, but we can technically squeeze in a 5th hit if we're quick enough. Okay, we didn't get the 5th hit, unfortunately, but this is the last phase where he gets the precursor stone, so now he's going to try and shoot us.
Plasma beam.
And for some reason he also deploys bombs, which are really helpful to us for defeating him, so thanks, I guess.
He doesn't want to make it too easy for himself.
I guess, yeah, we could say that. This is pretty bad RNG. If he tries to shoot an area that's already broken, he will just skip his shooting, his little laser beam attack. So I'm trying to manipulate him so that he can go through there, but it's not quite working. And he threw that bomb over there. Very RNG, very annoying, but hey. And he's gone. That is
Nice.
Praxis 2. The second Praxis fight. So now we gotta get out of the tomb, and yeah. So the jetboard has some cool tricks to it. You have to... Oh, I bonked. Whoops. That's not optimal. Gotta die here. The jetboard actually has a bunch of tricks that you can do with it. It's meant to be, you know, having a bit of fun, swagging out. But if you cancel two tricks on top of each other, you can repeatedly mash the trick button and you will just keep gaining height from it, which allows us to do the hover glitch, which I'm going to do up this elevator shaft here. And yeah, that leads to some very, very broken things.
It looks so easy.
It is actually kind of weird. The inputs are very weird to get used to. You need to like hold halfway in a direction and then hold full up to cancel a trick and then do another trick on top of it.
Right,
and then,
but like the way you just do it, it looks so easy, you know?
Yeah. Just did a little bit of a corner cut there, or at least I tried to. And now we're going to do a death warp here by hovering up here. This is very far left. I dropped the hover anyway. Yeah, these hovers are actually very easy to drop as well. Depending on what version of the game you're playing. I'm playing on the PS3 version, which means my hovers shouldn't drop that much, but I can still suck at hovering still, so we're gonna go over this wall here and take a death here. If I did that right, that will warp me in the wrong place, because of course it did. That is not where I'm supposed to be. I need to... Well, I don't need to hit this death wall, but it's just a lot faster if I do. That's too far left.
Actually, you were talking about like that you're playing in the PS3 version. Isn't there like a lot of different like PS3 that can you know, like a lot of different PS3 versions that can lead you to save or
yeah, so the different versions of the game are the PS2 version, which is what the game originally released on, the PS3 HD remaster, which I'm playing on, and then the PS4 and PS5 ports of the PS2 version. The most competitive version of the game is the PS2 version, but the fastest one is PS3. PS3 is also the more stable one. It has less lag and crashes a lot less, and it also has faster loads, but it has one major disadvantage to it, known as the punch glitch, where if I were to hit a punch, this is the wrong way, if I were to hit a punch, there's a chance that it will just randomly fling me in another direction, so that's always fun.
oh.
It's just a small little chance that that happens, but yeah.
Also, the PS4 and PS5 versions are actually slower. That's fine.
Yeah.
Is it because they're porting like the original PS2 version and not the HD remaster or something?
Yeah, probably about that. The PS2 emulation of the PS4 isn't great. It isn't ideal. Especially since for some reason in these games, your analog stick directions are actually very limited. You can only go in 8 directions, or 16 if you're crawling or something weird like that. Oh yeah, by the way, there's a hover there to skip that entire thing. And I'm very glad I got that in a quick manner, even though it wasn't that quick. I'm glad I'm not struggling with that. Oh yeah, you can just clip through this wall if I just... There you go. And then we can go here and end the mission. Yeah, there's a lot going on. There's a lot going on, yeah. So we're going to be doing a bit more jetboard movement. So with Mars Tomb Skip, that's the only really big skip in the run. It's the only percentage warp we really do in Jak II. We do one other one, but it's really insignificant. But for Jak II, that's the only major one we do. Jak III has quite a few percentage warps that just take you to the end of the game. But with this game, you have to pretty much complete all the missions after Mars Tomb. That's not to say we're going to be completing them necessarily. Like that last one, we can just hover to the end. So, yeah.
You just have to clear the flags for every mission at that point.
Yeah, we just have to get to the end of them, basically. So, this is Sue's escort. This mission sucks.
Here comes Pretty Boy.
We need to protect these 3 men behind us, because they have some things they have to do to the story, I guess, I don't know. And we have to fight off against these metalheads, and we have no checkpoints whatsoever in this entire escort. And this escort takes like 4 minutes, and can get very, very intense very quickly. So, we're going to wait for them to come over here. Then they're going to start spawning more metalheads here. We gotta... Oh, took a bit of damage there, that's fine. As long as we don't take too much damage, we should be fine. But our health situation in this game basically makes it so that after 4 hits, we're dead.
Try to not get hit, challenge.
I can't believe I did not get hit there. Alright. That's that section done. Ideally, I wouldn't have taken damage there, but that's fine. So now we gotta wait for them to move on with their funniness.
The shenanigans.
Oh, wow, I got hit by the explosion. Okay. Well,
Wow.
You were really far as well.
yeah. I want to hit those 2. If I kill them quickly, these 2 won't spawn. Uh-oh. Alright, I'm going to take this extra safe. I'm going to actually kind of shut up now, but, you get the idea.
Okay, GM.
Alright. Guess I will take these. Shoot these 2 so that they appear earlier. That one didn't come down, that was weird. Alright. I'm going to just slowly make my way here. And I died. Alright, awesome. There are no checkpoints here, so we're back to the beginning with this.
Uh-oh.
Quiet. Here comes
Yeah,
Pretty Boy.
this is what this game is really known for. It's known for its really harsh checkpoint system. And, yeah. As I've expertly demonstrated, it is very bad.
Yeah, I remember, I don't remember if it was you or Stu, but telling me about this checkpoint system.
Yeah, it's something, I will say that much. Gotta wait for these
like
guys to go.
Worse in this mission because it's not just if you die, like if the escortees also get damaged too much, then you're also screwed.
Yeah, for sure. I'm gonna be just taking quite a few spin shots here. There we go, this time I didn't take damage. Alright.
Yo. We're gaming.
We are gaming. Alright, this time let's not take damage from the explosion and wait a little bit. There we go. Get those. Oh, this one didn't die. Okay, there we go. And yeah.
I forgot about the fact that you did give me some notes about the game.
True, I did. I guess I should have also forwarded it to Victory Cannon, but yeah. This is the Suez escort.
I was not supposed to be here, but I appreciate it.
I can do it real quick.
It's a lot of words. I really oversimplified the notes.
I'm gonna send it in 2 sections because it's a bit too long for this story.
Yeah, no nitro laugh.
Laugh emoji.
Laughs in no nitro.
Uh-oh.
Oh,
Okay.
gotta turn on the gaming real quick.
Yeah. Now this is the actually hard part. That other stuff wasn't hard, that was me being an idiot. This one is kind of weird. I gotta check my ammo to make sure I'm good, because ammo conservation is really important in this mission. So we just gotta wait for them to come over here, and they will start a cutscene that I will skip immediately. Wow. And now we have to survive the swarm. I'm going to be using the blue gun a lot. Specifically, I'm going to try and shoot in shots of 3. Because these metalheads will take 3 hits to die. And we can save up on ammo if we just be efficient with it. I gotta keep turning back to make sure none of them, you know, get past me like that one did. Alright, now that we're out of blue ammo, we can just spray and pray.
I think one of the coolest things they did for this game was like the gunplay, because spinning with the yellow or blue guns is always just really fun.
Yeah. So spinning will shoot out 5 shots, and that's actually very important to know later down the line into endgame. There's actually a very important mechanic there that we use. So we ended that mission. We restart the mission now. This saves us a bit of hub world movement. Oh, not hub world, but movement back to the hub world. We gotta punch this door to reactivate the elevator to take us back up, because of course we do. And that is sewers. That is one of the scarier missions of the game done.
Okay, sorry. Look, this run is great, but you gotta stop punching the doors.
Well, I'll punch more doors for you, don't worry.
You're hurting their feelings, Sly.
Um,
And their sturdy metal bodies.
Yeah, I'll punch this door for you, don't worry. There you go.
No, that's crazy. More
Alright.
doors.
So we go back to the hideout here so that we can activate the mission for bomb bots. This one is a bit of a weird finicky mission, but we should be able to get through it just fine. We need to protect our hideout from 3 bomb bots that are on our way to attack our hideout, so we need to protect it.
These bomb bots are pretty tanky too, if I remember correctly.
Yeah, they are tanky casually, but we do have the strats for them. This one's below us. Where am I? There we go. So if we just spam jump spin and shoot at their legs, they take multiple hits of damage. That one is already dead.
Oh wow.
So we
No
just
kidding.
stack a ton of and I died. So we just stack a ton of damage onto it and they just die. It's kind of insane. I would need to take more ammo, so we have to redo that mission, unfortunately. I'd also like the ammo crates, please. Okay,
Yeah, I'm
whatever.
guessing there's no checkpoint for each bot.
Nope, that's not how this game works. This game has no checkpoints. Well, it does have checkpoints, but when you get a checkpoint, it's usually a blessing.
Alright. What I do have good news is Chuba actually figured out his whole situation. So we'll see him on the next run. He might actually also hop in the commentary to replace me in a bit.
Oh yeah, let's go.
So yeah.
Congrats on Scoob getting functional internet. I'm proud of
Yeah,
you.
it should be happening in a few minutes.
Alright. Awesome. By the way, this strat that I'm doing where you attack the legs like this, Scoob found this by accident in his casual playthrough. He figured this out himself by accident.
Oh wow.
And it's actually really funny. I was like, yeah, no, there's a strat you do here to destroy them faster, and he was just like, oh, okay, and then he just started jump spinning and shooting at his legs, and it was like, wow, he figured it out. I didn't even have to tell him what to do. But yeah, one more bomb bot is just out of the way here. Here he is. Oh wow, he's already dead. That was quick. That was quicker than I thought it would be. And yeah, that is Bombbots done. So we will be going on to the next thing, which is the races. That's right, for some reason they have races in this game. And for some reason, they are kind of mandatory and needed for the story plot. I don't remember why, but yeah. Victory Cannon, what can you tell us about the races from your experience?
I mean, casually the races, like Class 1 race wasn't that bad. Wait, is it 3-2-1 or 1-2-3?
Yeah, 3-2-1.
Cool. Like Class 3 wasn't that bad. It's, you know, pretty straightforward. You're just racing a bunch of jobbers. Class
also funny corner cut. Sorry, go ahead.
Oh, you're good. Class 2 gets a little tougher, but then it's not till like Errol shows up where things get really intense. And I mean, casually, it does get pretty tough because I feel like I remember the rubber banding being kind of a pain. There are track shortcuts that help, but otherwise, that is about my knowledge casually. Whoa.
I tried going for a shortcut and the guy absolutely blocked me. Oh my god. Yeah, these races are actually very hard. They are very, very hard. There are some unintended lap skips we can do, but I am not skilled enough at any of them to do them, so we're just gonna go for intended shortcuts and hope we win. Sounds like a solid strategy to me.
If I remember, it's a really big momentum factor. Like, if you can take a solid lead, even the rubber banding won't be able to ruin like a definitive lead, but it's getting to that point that's kind of the tough spot.
Yeah. So I'm just gonna be efficiently using boosts and such to get through. And if we have anything we can read out, why don't we go ahead and read something out?
We don't have any donations currently, but we can go ahead and remind everybody that we are raising money for Extra Life in support of Children's Miracle Network Hospitals, which is a fundraising program to help raise money for children's hospitals and fund critical life-saving treatments and healthcare services. It's a fantastic cause that helps kids in need, and we've already crushed our first 2 donation goals at $300 and $500 respectively. Now we're aiming for $750, so let's make it happen, people.
Let's go.
Yeah, the support of people has been great so far. Like, we've reached way more than we thought we would even get. So
For sure.
Let's see how much we can push it, I guess. Come on.
Let's go.
Gamers.
Alright, just finishing up this race here. There is a small mechanic that we can use in specifically the race vehicles. We can't even do this in the overworld vehicles, but if we mash the jump buttons, we can make a lot tighter turns. We can make much tighter turns around things. And that is very, very helpful, because turning in the races is absolutely abysmal. Especially in Class 1, there is like a full 90-degree turn you have to do there. Almost 90 degrees. So now that we've done that, we are going to go and complete this mission tree. We need to go and pick up the Peacemaker, which is our 4th gun of the game. We unlocked our first 3 by percentage warping to this point in the game, but this one unlocks at this point, so gotta get there. Taking a bit of a weird route through the waterways here, but this should be fine. If I can hit the hover, there we go. So we gotta get through here. And if we get through far enough here, don't worry about my health, I shouldn't die here, hopefully. So if we get through here, we can actually just go ahead and restart mission, and that will warp us a little bit closer to our objective. Just a small optimization here. Take us to this point, and then very similar thing we're going to do here, except we're actually just going to hover to our death instead. So we go here, die around here. The checkpoint will be set in front of the palace, and that takes us a little bit closer to our objective.
There are so many like death warps and restarts to warp yourself ahead. That's crazy.
Yeah, for sure. That was a bit weird. I didn't have the right angle for that, so I was bonking on invisible walls. That's fun. But yeah, a lot of this game is actually just looking at the mini-map on where to go and then knowing if there's any funny corner cuts that you can do. So if we go through here, we'll be in the gun course and we will pick up our next weapon. This is the Peacemaker, and we're going to be using the Peacemaker a lot later into the run, depending on how a certain skip will go, because there is an actually very big skip that we can do. And yeah, now is time for pain in a bottle. I feel like Victory knows what's next.
Errol's next, I believe.
It is indeed. So, this is Errol. For some reason he challenged us to a street race. And the thing with the street race is, nothing is unloaded, so all of these civilians are here in our way. And if you hit them at a wrong angle, at a wrong time, you will be sent flying off in another direction. It's very fun. We have to make sure
enough they can just destroy the zoomer.
Maybe, who knows. So far these civilians are being very nice to us. Sometimes they'll just duck out of the way and, you know, won't affect your momentum at all, but yeah. We have to make sure we hit all of these rings. If we miss a ring, then we can still actually complete this race, but we need to avoid every other ring, which is a bit hard since some of them are out of the way. In fact, the faster route is to do part of this section ringless, and just finish off without picking up any of these rings.
Wait.
So, yeah, go ahead.
What do these rings even do?
They just give you a speed boost, and they are just mandatory checkpoints.
Ah.
How does it work to skip them then?
You just avoid them. So failing, in order to fail, you have to either go out of bounds, like outside of the boundaries of the race, or you have to miss a ring and then hit a ring later. But if you miss a ring and then you just find your way to the end trigger, you can skip the rings and just go to the end.
Oh, what was that?
And like,
Hung up there.
and like that, Errol is very close to our tail. So the thing with Errol is, if he's second place, he will play like an absolute god. He will do ungodly things to catch up to you. So this makes this race insanely close. But if he's first place, the moment he is first, his AI just becomes incredibly stupid and takes a lot of mistakes and a lot of really weird routes. So,
is it a strat to let him be first and just you know?
Oh no, absolutely not. You just gotta complete this as fast as possible.
Alright. I mean, maybe I was thinking like, you know, safe strat.
I guess the problem would be he's too stupid and he would go too slow, so you could probably pass him easily, but it would take longer.
Oh yeah, no, it only matters if you finish the race basically, and if Errol finishes first, then you fail. That's the basic progression of the thing there.
Okay.
So now we gotta do a few other missions. This is where the game splits into a bunch of mission trees that we have to do. We need to go to the dead town and pick up a life seed. Picking up the life seed requires us to use the mech mechanic for the first time in the game. And the mech is very slow and very dumb to control. So this is going to be fun. We gotta go through Dead Town here and control the mech.
Those of you who've played Jak I may recognize Dead Town a little bit.
I lied, by the way, we're not getting the mech. We're just gonna go straight to the end.
What? Come on.
There we go, the trigger's there, and this is Samos' hut. Pretty big story part, pretty big part of the story for Jak I and in this game. The first time we visit the Dead Town, that's when we realized that we got warped into the future. So, yeah.
Crazy. Who would have thought?
We skipped that entire mech mission just by hovering to the end. That mech is so slow and so annoying to control.
Are we ever going to have to play it later in the run? Because I know there are a few segments where it's relevant, but if you can skip them, that's amazing.
So in the game there are 3 parts where you control the mech. There is that, there is drill platform tower, and there is underport. We will control it one more time because unfortunately we do need it to finish off drill platform. And to actually destroy the tower we need the thing. But we will see some pretty cool things with it. That was an interesting interaction with the guard there. But yeah, we're just gonna hover through. I want to take this one-seated zoomer here. So one-seated zoomers have the ability to jump. Every other vehicle can't jump, so that's what we do to get this death warp here. We do a little jump to get us a little boost to cross that barrier there.
Are they fighting you if you like hit them in the fog or something?
Oh yeah, no, if you alert the Crimson Guards in any way, they will come at you. And certain story flags will also make them charge at you. When we finish the last race of the game... Oh, that was interesting. When we finish the last race of the game, Class 1, for story-related reasons, the guards will be after you. They will be relentless in attacking you. There's I think there's different levels of guard detection that you can have. I think that's what Open Goal has taught us, which by the way, I guess I might as well mention it now. Open Goal is a decompilation project for the Goal engine. These Jak games run on an engine called Goal, so Open Goal plans to open source it and decompile it for anyone to make mods of the original trilogy, and so far Jak 1 is fully playable. We'll see that with Scoob, who will be using Open Goal. And Jak 2 is pretty much almost done with its decompilation, and soon Jak 3 will see the light. It's a really cool project. You can go to opengoal.dev for more information on that. But here,
it's always nice to see groups of people, you know, contributing and doing these massive projects and stuff. I think it's very, very nice to see.
Funny little death warp there just to get us here way quicker. And now we go on to protect Samos. This is another, I don't know if it's really an auto-scroller, but it is another tough mission where we have to defend Samos from a bunch of guards, and we gotta attack him. I'm going to take a death warp here. I didn't need to, but I wanted to get some extra ammo here. So we ride this platform to get to Haven Forest, and we make sure we deal with the guards attacking Samos. This is going to be all. This is going to be. I'm supposed to focus on ammo conservation, but it doesn't matter too much if we're a little bit rough and ready with our ammo. But if we get through here, get through this forest area, do some sick jetboard tricks.
So in the notes it's saying that there's also a Samos deload strat.
Oh yeah, that's a strat you can do by... I don't really know the specifics of it, but you can hover out of bounds and that will prevent these guards from spawning if you just stay still for a bit. And that will allow you to skip a bunch of... or deload a bunch of guards and have them not be a bother. I'm not doing it myself because I want to have some backup ammo, and I'm not really used to the specifics of Samos deload, but
right.
Yeah, you would just hover out of bounds, stay out of bounds for a while, and the mission will just end after a while. There's probably a more technical explanation on how it works, but yeah.
I mean, I think it gets the point across. Just leave the area, leave the world, and the problem will go away.
True. So I want to keep an eye out for purple ammo. That's going to be the most important ammo resource I'm looking for. I want to get as much purple as I can, because purple will let us use the Peacemaker, and that will save a bit of time. There's a purple ammo. As you can tell, it's not exactly the most common ammo type, so rarely do we really see it. Is that it? I think that might be it. Nope, there's still a bit more. If it, when it ends, we can actually just go over closer to the entrance of the forest, so that we don't have to, you know, deal with frolicking about and losing time. Is it over? No, not yet. As you can tell, I clearly know when it's over.
Always seems like there's just one or two more guys.
There we go, it's over. So I'm going to use this very brief moment of time to try and get through Haven Forest. I didn't get very far. Usually you can go up to like here, but yeah, whatever. Minor time loss. Swag out on a bit of hovering there. We can do... So hovering can be done with multiple tricks, in fact, so... There's swag hovering, where we can spin in a big circle and keep hovering. There's down hovering, where we have a different pose with the hover. There's a lot of different variants of hovering that you can do.
Is one trick easier to use? Because I usually see like that kick flip, or where he pulls it up the side.
I think the... so with hovering, I think it's just down to preference. I think some might give you different heights, but it's very minor and down to preference. With these side flips, these are just literally R1 and then side on your sideways on your analog stick. And we can use this spin move to do a bit of swag hovering. So if I get through here and remember where to go, because for some reason I'm blanking out on where I'm going. We gotta go over here. Okay, if we can stop hitting every single entity in the universe, that would be helpful. Alright, so now we're going to start the Lurker mission, but we're not actually going to do the Lurker mission. We're instead going to do a thing called Lurker Storage, so we have to start this Lurker mission to start Lurker Storage, and then we're just going to completely ignore it, and instead we're going to find our way to another... We're going to find our way to another mission and start that on top of the Lurker mission. And if we do it all right, without dying, then we will save about a minute of useless driving. But that is a lot easier said than done, because this is Jak II. Nothing is easy. But yeah, we're going to be driving for a bit here. I think you can corner cut this, but I'm not fully sure, so I'm just gonna drive my way through. This is the only... Most of the time, like I said before, you're just looking at the mini-map for this game, but this is the only time where you actually have to remember where you're going. And that's kind of a challenge, because Haven City is massive and absolutely big, so...
Yeah, it really does look massive.
Yeah, just a reminder, this is a PS2 game as well. So there is a lot happening on it. There's a debug mode in the game. If you turn on debug mode at any point, the game will already tell you that the memory is almost full. Because this game just has a lot going on in it.
They really maxed it out, didn't they?
Seamless open world experience on the PS2. Kind of crazy.
Yeah.
And then it makes you think about all these games nowadays are like fucking 100 gigabytes and stuff.
Absolutely.
Real.
So that was a big platforming section we just skipped with a hover. That's very nice. Because of course we did. So we lined up the missions in a very specific way, so we can go back here and then start another mission. This is Drill Platform Tower. We get to use the mech suit now.
Yay!
Instead of punching through the door though, we were just going to go out of bounds here, because for some reason you can just walk on this and stay out of bounds.
Oh. Didn't even have to try anything, you just walk.
Yeah, there's like there are certain sections that will immediately slide you off, but if you just know where they are, then you just can get up here very easily. And we want to make sure we're not dying, because remember, we are doing Lurker Storage, so we got to make sure we know where everything is and make sure we don't die. The first half, it's pretty easy not to die. You can still die though, but The second part is where you can try and be fast and die very easily. So now we gotta hit these switches here. Not dying at all. Don't worry about it.
Oh my
You
god.
scared me so badly.
Don't worry about it. Alright, so now we go back in the mech suit and then we have to do more boring platforming. Boring R platforming. Remember guys, donate to Extra Life to skip the boring R platforming.
The more money we raise, the less boring platforming we have to do.
That is the segue for plugging the donation link.
Exclamation mark, donate in chat.
Absolutely. So if we just walk on the edge of these things, that fire won't burn us for some reason. Very well made game. And now we go into the elevator. Do a few squats, because why not?
Gotta make sure you're in top form.
Yeah, we gotta smash 10 computers now. I want to also take care of these metalheads because they can really rack up damage, but we just need to hit 10 computers.
Backup cooling system failure.
Okay, so it looks like
Backup cooling system
Cube
failure.
is gonna be coming into the VC now. In the commentary
Awesome.
booth. So on that note, thank you for having me, and yeah, good luck on the rest of the run. Sorry if the commentary I provided was not that interesting, but
Nah, you did great, Refrag.
alright. Thank you, and yeah, see you everybody, and still will be here in just a bit.
Thank you, Refrag. Alright, so now this is the second part of the mission. We have to escape from here. There's a bunch of really cool jetboard movement we can do here, but it is oh so risky, and remember, if we ruin lurker storage, we're losing a minute, so I'm just gonna take this slow and safe. Okay, that's fine.
Little damage, no big deal.
Gotta keep schmoving. Alright, that's fine. Again, you're supposed to like swag out to the max optimally, but I am very scared of death and it's very, very easy to die.
My God. Oh, Scoop has arrived. Oh,
Okay.
oh, oh.
Alright, we're losing a minute. Awesome.
Backup systems failing.
We're losing a minute on top of what this loses, so that's fun. Hi Scoob, how are you doing?
Good morning, everyone. This has been a bit of a stressful situation, I'm sorry, but I'm here. Almost done with the run here, I see, but...
Almost in quotation marks.
I need to check my notes where we're at.
Eco grid growing unstable.
Well, we ruined lurker storage, which was my one objective not to do, so... That's fine.
Fantastic.
Minor inconvenience.
You managed
By
to not die. Congrats, you did lurker storage.
And
But you
guess
did
who died? Guess who died? So coming up is the reason why we don't play with voice lines on. We cannot enter this portal until the voice line ends. Wow, the voice line ended.
Wow.
I'm playing with voice lines on because why not, honestly.
That's incredible.
So ideally, we would restart mission and that would take us all the way to the other end of the city where we can do lurkers, but we died, so that's not happening. So instead we're just gonna have a nice pleasant drive through.
We got time for a donation because we do have one in here.
Yeah, go ahead.
Got $5 from Tedis, who says, whoever loses in Bobble League has to donate $10. Deal?
You know what? Deal.
Ooh.
On behalf of all of us, deal. I did not consent with refrag or spacebar, but on behalf of all of us, deal.
Absolutely.
Challenge accepted. Black Doom also asks, can you T-pose in the mech to assert your dominance?
I wish.
I've never seen it, but that would be cool.
I wish. I wonder what the T-pose is. I know we have some Jack geniuses in chat. Does the mech suit have a T-pose that we can be laughing at?
Would that be something you could see in Open Gate, maybe?
Yeah,
Or
probably.
Open Goal?
Open gate.
Open Gate? I did say.
For sure, for sure. Alright, so now we actually start Lurkers, and now we can do the Lurker mission. Woohoo! This isn't the easiest thing in the world. We're going to take a specific route here to shoot out the vehicles that hold the Lurkers. So, in this mission, we have to rescue 6 Lurkers, and they are trapped in these cages here. We just need to go ahead and free them. Okay. I'm very confused on what just happened, but okay. So we free them from the cages and then get them to climb up aboard. And, yeah, we need to take them to their hidey holes now. That was a very unfortunate death. Where'd the other lurker go? There he is. He went all the way back here. Of course he did. Can you tell I haven't prepared for this run today? Get out of here.
No, it's impossible. Everything's impossible.
Get in the car, please. He is really not getting in the car. Come on.
Lurker is struggling.
There we go. Okay, he's in the car. So I want to bait this other lurker into following me, because if they get close enough to their hidey holes, they will just auto-track the hidey holes. Unfortunately, he decided to stop, so I'm going to have to be very slow with it, I guess. And that should be close enough to his hidey hole that he just automatically runs to it. Then we gotta go into the next part. And, wait, I'm doing this in the wrong order, actually. I'm meant to go back here. Never mind. Wow, I really have not prepared for this run. Routing
good.
issues. Yeah, no, it's all good, it's all good. They just go around in circles anyway, so I just need to go back and take a lot of time loss. We tanked the time loss, though. I did set a pretty generous estimate, but I did set it to be lower in account with the tech issues. And, we're looking kinda tight on it, but we can finish under estimate for sure, right?
I believe.
I believe. Wow, this is a really long detour. I did not realize how long this detour is. Oh yeah, I was meant to do this first. Okay, that's weird, but that will work, I guess. So anyway, Scoob, how are you doing? Are you excited for Jak II? Clearly very excited.
Scoop might have had to step away a little bit.
Yeah, I'm really fucking hungry, sorry.
I don't blame you. I'm also kind of hungry. Okay, we got there in the end. This is the most scuffed lurkers I've had since I've learnt the game. And that's really saying something, because when I learnt the game I was garbage, because everyone is garbage when they learn this game. It's just such a hard game.
Seems like there's a lot to keep track of between where you need to clip out for load zones and what tricks you need to hit for like Mars Tomb.
For sure. Oh, whoops. Okay, when our vehicle is flaming, that means it's really, really slow, so time for a change of vehicle. These vehicles do have different speeds, so I should probably keep a track on which one I'm on. These single-seaters are very, very fast, but they are very, very flimsy. Like, you could just bonk to a corner from full health and you will just immediately die. That's how flimsy these things are.
We got to see that earlier at Mars Tomb.
Oh yeah, for sure. Yeah, no, that's true. I forgot I did that. This run is so bad. In an ideal world, we wouldn't have this bad of a run, but hey, what can you do?
It's still been really cool to see, for me personally. I hope chat's been enjoying it. Y'all give some GGs for Sly. Preemptive GG.
Nice. Alright.
I cursed it, I'm sorry.
Where is that lurker going? I don't
He
think
yearns for the water, I guess.
he shouldn't be there, because if he gets in water, he dies instantly.
Oh.
Hold on, wait, I can rescue this. I can rescue this blood. Hold on. Wait, is blood rescued? Hold on. Oh, blood is rescued. Let's go.
Nice.
That was so weird, I can't even describe it. Holy moly.
We love,
This is...
we love Jak II resumers. For real.
yeah, for sure. Alright, get in the hidey hole. And where is the other one? This other one is usually very, very close this cycle. We usually deal with these in pairs of 2. Or in pairs, I guess. 3 pairs of lurkers that go around the same path, basically. This last one seems to be pretty far back. And I am not being a very good aimer. There we go. Alright, now hop in, and we can finally finish lurkers, thank God. I did not want to be in this mission for much longer than I had to, so this has been a really unfortunate lurkers. Alright, get out, and now we go on to the race now, so... it's this way, I think. Yeah, it's this way.
Yeah, because that's exactly what we wanted to get into, was more racing gameplay.
Yep.
They were very proud of the vehicle mechanics in this game.
Very, very functional. We get to see the funny corner cut again, though. Which also kind of blows, because I really wanted to show something very funny with this corner cut that takes a bit of time after the run, but I don't think we're going to have enough time, because this run has gone so badly, and we're already pretty behind, so I will mercy kill if have to. But it looks like we shouldn't necessarily have to, at least. But yeah, restarting will take us right into Class 1 race, and yeah, very similar to Class 2. There are big lap skips that I'm not skilled enough to do, so I'm just gonna take the intended shortcuts instead. And yeah, this one has a lot of very, very strange turns you have to make.
Yeah. But again, 5 laps of...
Fun. Fun.
Yes, fun, yes. It's a miracle you get to stay in first.
Yeah.
But, hey.
If I'm just efficient, efficient with my boost, and I abuse the thing where you spam jumps around corners, then we should be good to not lose our lead. So you will see that there's actually a red arrow. Oh boy, that's not good. You can see there's a red arrow on the minimap. That represents Errol, who we raced off against earlier. When he loses this race, he gets really salty, and at some point he dies, but in Jak III he comes back to life as a cyborg, and then that's the whole plot of the game. Very, very logic. Trust me, Jak III does have the best story, but it's just so illogical how this is based off of a salty loss.
Couldn't take the L.
Yeah. There is way more story with Errol, but we skipped like 60% of the game, so I don't remember the story at all.
It always seemed weird to me, because I feel like he is relevant, and he's got some connection to like Praxis, I think, but I never felt like it was enough to justify him coming back for 3. And so I was like, oh, okay, I guess Errol's here again. Oh, okay.
Yeah, he is the commander of the Crimson Guard that has been patrolling the city under the rule of Baron Praxis. Okay, I missed that shortcut, that's fine though. I gotta be careful not to take too much damage, because, again, these single-seaters are very flimsy. I'm actually impressed that I haven't died yet with the amount I've bonked, but...
I do believe the
Oh,
well,
there we
the
go.
racing zoomers are a little tankier, but yeah, that'll do it.
Yep. 5th lap death, very, very fun and enjoyable.
Sag.
Okay, that guy really wanted to hug me. This guy really wants to hug me. I didn't die to the void. That was... a string of events just happened, and I'm too sick to process it. By the way, I should mention, I am sick. Hello.
Hello.
Hello, and thank you for pushing through.
Yep, pushing through.
Someone else died.
Yeah, the enemies can actually die, but it doesn't affect anything. It's... Even if Errol dies, which I'm pretty sure Errol died. I'm pretty sure he was the one that exploded. Even if he dies, it doesn't matter, we just have to hit first.
Room.
I wonder if there has ever been an instance where every other racer died.
Right. Yeah.
That would be funny to see. Okay, we
Some
didn't take...
casual player just kind of got down. You're like, what the fuck?
Yeah, true. Almost on the race. This is one of the runs I've ever done of this game. I swear, I'm not good at this game, but I'm better than this at this game.
It's all good.
I think I'm pretty good though.
We're on the 4th lap because, of course, this is a 5-lap race, because 5 laps are better than 3, I guess, I don't know.
The scary numbers.
Big scary numbers.
Absolutely. Would Errol hit the Youngies blanket, do you think?
Huh? What did you say?
Would Errol hit the Yoinky Spelunky, do you think?
He could. We could program it. We can do it with open goal.
Ooh. Thanks, open goal. Thanks, Zed. And some other people.
And some other people.
Yeah. I love some other people, for real.
Alright,
Less humans around.
for sure, humans. So like I said previously, after class run, these guards are going to be after you. They are hungry for you. They are willing to crash into you.
Aggressively shoot.
Incredibly aggressively shoot.
Are you gonna avoid some checkpoints now?
Not now, but in the mission we will avoid a lot of checkpoints.
That's fantastic.
Yeah, these enemies are really after you and they really want to kill you.
Ooh.
But that's fine, because now they are no longer aggroed. If you just die, then they forget about you, obviously.
Could have done that.
That's true. Would it actually be faster to just take a death so that they chill?
Not necessarily faster, but way safer.
Mm-hmm.
I aggro those guards, but I don't really care because it doesn't matter too much if we aggro them at this point. We just need to get far enough and do a restart mission real quick. If we go over here. And at this point, about there is when you do a restart warp. Very tighting. So now we go up here. Oh, I missed the hover, that's fine. Got the backup restart warp. Normally we take a death there, like I did previously, but we got the backup restart warp. There we go. So now this is Explore Palace. This is meant to be like a big kind of challenge, obstacle course kind of thing, but if we specifically avoid some checkpoints, we can skip this entire thing. So, first step, we don't want to activate the cutscene in front of us, we want to instead go here and pull out the jet board do a big hover here. Very long hover, and then we should just go into the room right next to us. And if we hug the wall here and get in, the door will instantly close and we can restart, and that's Palace.
Yeah, that's great.
Very fun.
I guess that's why you go up to do like a shit ton of platforming and stuff, and then you just go back down to finish the mission.
Yep.
Oh yeah, well there you go.
As long as you don't touch those checkpoints, then you can just go right to the end for some reason.
Thank you very much, Jak II.
Thank you, Jak II. Thank you, Andy Gavin, for your contribution. So now we're going into Weapons Lab. This is another kind of big section of the game where, you know, we do a lot of platforming and then we fight a boss at the end of it. But as we previously established, if you have to do... Oops, I went back in. That was weird. If we have to do a lot of platforming, then usually that means we can hover above all of it. So we're going to do that. Above the entire mission.
Access granted.
So we should see some buildings here. That's building 1. That's building 2, and about here is building 3 that we need to land in. There we go. There's room 3. So this is the last room of Weapons Lab. That skips a ton of just pointless shit that we don't care about. Can these enemies please die? Thanks. Alright, and we're going to do a little percentage warp here. We're supposed to deal with this room by destroying a bunch of robots that are rolling around. But if we go up high enough and miss the death plane, of course. I need to back this up actually, now that I think about it. Yeah, I need to do this again. But if we die at the death plane above us, that will actually take us straight to the boss fight, and we don't have to deal with finishing this room. It's not allowed in all missions, because that technically skips a mission that we have to do. Oh.
Very naughty.
Very naughty. Hopefully we don't die here. It's taking us a few tries, but yeah. Usually this isn't that bad at all. Okay. It's being bad at me. It's being bad to me. This is very poggers. Trust me, it's worth it. Trust me.
Absolutely.
And if we go up here... I missed the death plane again? Oh, okay. That's weird that that's happened multiple times in a row. Maybe this works? It doesn't work. That actually takes us to the worst checkpoint possible. That takes us to the worst checkpoint possible, because now we have to do the big hover again. Wow, this run is really not going well. It's quite comedic, actually. It is.
It's alright. You didn't have a lot of time to get warmed up beforehand, and like we said, staff appreciates you stepping in, being a true gamer, coming in your hour of need.
Absolutely. It's all good, though. Having a good time is what this is all about in the heat.
Ooh, very heated.
Very heated. Alright, we just have to do this again now. Oh. Learning how to hover with me.
How to hover with Slide. What up?
You do really weird tricks and then you hover. There you go, tutorial over.
There it is.
There we go, there's
First
the death
try.
plane.
There you go.
And now we're on to the crew boss fight.
Yeah, it's gonna be very funny looking little dudes. He'll be
silly little fellas, yeah.
he'll be giving Spawn a right old thrashing.
Yep. So we need to clear out all these enemies, and I'm going to go for a very hard, well, not a very hard skip, but a very interesting skip. I'll only go for it once, but there is a trick called crew skip. This guy is really duking me out. There we go. So we're gonna wait for crew to circle around us, and
Gonna do a jam moment.
there he is. Alright, he's making his way there. So we're going to shove him in this elevator shaft, so...
Very beautiful.
And if he does this right... Okay, I did that a little bit too early there, that's fine.
He just can't be bouncing back. Oh,
And he's out of bounds now. Okay, I didn't quite get it. Ideally, I would have hit him in a position where he would get stuck for a really long time, and the game will try and prevent that from being a softlock by immediately killing him. That is crew skip. That is a skip that's existed for years, but only recently got made super consistent with that elevator shaft setup. But someone randomly had crew skip happen to them, and since then a bunch of people have tried to figure it out and did not understand it at all. Until someone was just one day like, hey, what if we shove him in the elevator shaft? What would happen then? And then
as you do
crew
with
skip,
everyone you meet.
all of a sudden crew skip became more consistent, and by more consistent I mean consistent, full stop. Luckily we do have a backup though. We do have a old crew skip or part crew skip. So if I hide from him and if I set this up right, we will charge up the peacemaker shot, but you will notice that it took up 5 of our ammo. This is 5 shots stacked on top of each other, so that will just instantly kill crew and skip the last phase of this fight.
Let's go.
Nice. Let's go.
That was a pretty good last phase at least.
I swear, guys, lava walk is consistent. You have to do it like this.
I swear.
It's probably something valuable. You might want to come check it out.
Alright, now we're on to the Metalhead Mash game. This is Hedgehog Hammer.
Yeah, you're not wrong.
We're really just playing a Sonic game, huh?
Yeah. It's
Nobody
just
knew.
Hedgehog Hammer. This actually has the highest chance of crashing the game. Because after this, a bunch of metalheads come swarming the city, and they all come rushing in. And on the PS2 version, that is a lot of memory for the game to handle at a very short amount of time. So a lot of the times, runners will actually wait to skip the cutscene after this, just so the game has time to actually load a little bit. There's an ice cream truck behind me somewhere. You guys can probably hear it.
I was wondering.
But yeah.
Well, it sounds like you need to go get some ice cream and bring
Oh,
some
I
for
do.
the rest of us.
I absolutely need some ice cream right now. But yeah. This split is where a lot of runs die if you skip the cutscene too fast, but we're on the PS3 version, so there's a little chance of that really happening. But on the PS2 version, it's almost a guaranteed crash to skip the cutscene too fast and crash the game.
That would be very nice. I mean, wouldn't be very nice.
Would not be optimal. It would be kind of slow, I think. Almost done. Alright, we're done. There we go.
The animal.
I golded that split. That was nice. I golded a minigame split. Let's go. Okay, we're not looking very nice on estimates, so I'll see how underport skip goes. So this is underport skip. We open this door. Don't get hit. We open this door, and we go here to deload like some of underport.
Whoa.
Now we gotta go back here and load the rest in while we're out of bounds, so we can now just hover to the end of underport, which is about here. Not the most optimal hover, but this is still a good position. That skips most of underport. You use the mech. This is the most annoying mech mission in the game, so it's really nice that you can just skip it like that. You can skip it pretty easily too if you just know how to hover. But on that note, have you guys heard of any percent hoverless? That is a category that exists where you are not allowed to use the hover. Because as you can tell, the hover is quite broken. I took that death on purpose just to refill health, but...
I could not tell.
Okay, I'm just hopping in to say that you're fine, don't worry. You can just finish up your run, which will be good on schedule.
Alright, gotcha.
So yeah,
Gotcha.
get on the rest of the run.
So shoutouts to hoverless. It's a much harder variant of any percent because you actually have to do the missions. Or quite a few of them you actually have to do, only quite a few... Oops, I died. No checkpoints, haha. But yeah, you have to do quite a lot of missions normally, and there's also some hoverless skips you can do, including underport skip, which is this level. You can do that without the hover glitch. It's just insanely difficult because you have to do a lot of blind out of bounds movement. Shoutouts to Drag actually, who actually has done runs of hoverless before and with full underport skip as well. I think Drag is like 4th in hoverless, which is kind of big. Very cool category indeed.
Indeed, in fact.
So yeah, we just gotta solve this block puzzle and finish off underport.
Great, no time to celebrate.
Thank you, Underpants.
Underpants.
Move your butt.
Escort Sig and Underpants. That's what this mission's called. I'm gonna take this really safe because funny. Because believe it or not, we still do not get a checkpoint. We are literally at the end of the mission and we still do not get a checkpoint until we complete it. Here it is. And that is Escort Sig and Underport in the underwear. So now we go up the elevator here and now we gotta clean up endgame. So to kick off endgame, we have to do Defend Stadium, which is, I guess, kind of an auto-scroller, kind of not. We have to protect both Samoses in the stadium and make sure they don't die as they escort the massive vehicle over and take a really, really long time to do so.
Yeah, they're the annoying part of the game.
Yeah.
Figuratively speaking. Whatever that means.
I'm going to go for a skip here if I can get the right vehicle for it. Alright, we're gonna go for shaft skip, baby. Shaft skip is kind of rough, so I'll only go for this once, but if we do a similar setup to Mars Tomb skip here... Okay, we didn't quite get it. Ideally, we would hover out of bounds and stay out of bounds for a very long time. That will, you know, save a lot of time because we don't have to do these really rough turns, but we have to end off with a super duper long hover, which will actually respawn the rest of the world, I guess, with that super long hover, but we didn't quite get it. That's only like 15 seconds, it's not too bad. We had an attempt. This run definitely went, but hey, we roll with it. We just gotta get through the hub world and do just a few more missions and then we'll be done, pretty much. It will be over this estimate, but with my actual estimate it'll be pretty on that, so hey, big win, I guess. If I didn't lower my estimate to compensate, we would have been underestimate. But hey, tech stuff happens, and I did not have a good amount of time to prepare this morning.
Yeah.
Been a morning for me, for sure. More so for Scoop. More so for Scoop. He's had a very big morning.
That's true.
All the same, we appreciate it, Sly. Appreciate you pushing through it and putting on a good show.
Thank you very much.
Wow,
And,
our
hey,
ammo.
we'll just use the original estimate. We'll just think of it like that.
True. We could do that. I'm gonna pick up some ammo here. I actually have Dark Jack, which is not good. You don't want to have Dark Jack at any point in this game. Because Dark Jack actually does have a small time loss. But that's alright. It's whatever. Yeah, we gotta defend the Samoses. They're going to escort this giant vehicle over to some raft on the other end of the stadium. And it just so happens that everything is attacking the stadium at this very moment. Just gonna make sure they don't die as they take their sweet old time getting through here.
British
I
people.
I could actually use Dark Jack as a backup here if things get a little bit too rough. But yeah, we want to keep our ammo nice and clean because we particularly want yellow ammo for the end of this for the end of the game. I mean, for the final boss, we want to be stacked up on yellow ammo. So I'm going to be mainly using red and blue to fend off these enemies and punching quite a bit. I said we would only use Dark Jack once, but you know what? We're going to use Dark Jack for a bit. Wow, this is so cool and edgy.
This is very edgy. I feel very overpowered and anime character.
So true.
God is quite literally on our side. Slime.
Yep. Alright, there we go. That was Dark Jack. We will never
So
see him ever again.
Why does Dark Jack normally like lose time?
So if you notice, the game says press triangle to use quite a bit. That's when you're underneath a vehicle. If the Dark Jack icon is there, that text takes a while to spawn. And that text kind of determines when you're allowed to get in a vehicle. So if that text is delayed, it will take you a lot longer to be able to enter a vehicle. Because you have to wait for the Dark Jack icon to disappear, and then you have to actually press the button to get into the vehicle.
Huh.
It's a really minor thing, but that's alright. Nothing major, really. It's just small things that make it optimal to not have Dark Jack throughout the run. In all missions, we do use Dark Jack a little bit more because we do get some abilities from Dark Jack, such as the Dark Blast, where if you collect 25 Skull Gems, you will get access to a very overpowered move that will basically clear out the vicinity of any enemies. So. Gotta go up here. Oh, that was a bit scuffed. Another death warp. That takes us to the wrong place. Takes us to the wrong place, yep. Luckily there's a zoomer conveniently here. And it didn't take us to the right place either, wow. Is this really gonna be what pushes me over the edge with the estimate? That would be really funny if it was.
Come on. It's over.
Oh my god, really? Okay, something's wrong. One more try. Surely it won't happen again. Surely I can do it with the guard zoomer. There we go. Way. It actually worked that time. Alright, so that's gonna really put us really close to estimate. Or old estimate even. And if we just zoom on through, we get to do the construction site mission. This is the hardest mission in the game. Very difficult, very hard. Keep eye out. Very skillful. Big mission.
Very big.
Good. Very big. We open this door. We stand back here.
Leaving city safe zone.
Or I guess not.
How How much effort do you have to put into learning this one?
We did it.
Let's go.
There you go. That is how much effort that mission takes.
It's on the edge of my seat the whole time.
I think now's the time to act.
I didn't get quite the quick
They may have left their nest vulnerable.
Very
thing that
edgy.
can happen.
You're quite right, Victory. Very
So,
edgy.
Why do I keep getting hit? I look away for 2 seconds and I'm at 1 HP. That's awesome. Gonna get in the vehicle. These are guard zoomers. If you steal these normally, then guards will be after you because, you know, it's their zoomer. But because the city is in a state of panic right now, they don't really care, so we can just borrow their vehicles. It has a gun. You can shoot a gun with these vehicles. It's not a very useful gun, but you can. And this is Nest. This is endgame right here. There's a bunch of things that we have to do to get around, get around, back up and stuff, but we have the hover glitch. We don't have to do like any of Nest. We can just hover to the end right here. And the boss fight is coming up. The final boss. We have to face off against Metal Core, the Metalhead leader. I'm gonna take some safety ammo here and take a safety death. But yeah. Just as a heads up, time is gonna come very soon because this boss fight is very quick because we just turn the camera away and spray him. Just spray him.
what does turning the camera they do? Oh,
Oh, I had to do that, sorry. Turning the camera will prevent enemies from spawning. Usually Metalcore hatches some eggs and then a bunch of enemies come swarming at you, but you can prevent them from spawning if you just can't turn your camera away. Alright, so we gotta spray him here. This is the last phase of this fight. Just gotta avoid his attacks and keep an eye on our ammo, of which we are pretty low, but thankfully ammo is everywhere. Keep spraying him, make sure we don't get hit. And that is time. That was a very weird ending, but alright. We made it under old estimate, yay.
hi.
Just about. That was a run.
The true estimate.
That was a run I did for sure.
That was the run. I couldn't see half of it, but you did fine. You did fine, Sly.
I did to some degree.
Yes.
French subtitles for some reason. So I reckon we're not gonna have enough time to really do much. Oh, I just realized my delta has been on screen the entire time. Oops, I forgot I added that. Well, now you can see that that's 20 minutes behind my summer best. Nice.
He must become old enough to complete.
But yeah,
So just to hop in, you have about like I guess a minute and a half,
I mean, it's
and then
minute and a half,
ideally
okay.
we should be moving on to the next round.
Okay, give me 1 moment here and I'll use that minute and a half to my advantage. Okay. I'm going to show off something very cool. You collect precursor orbs in this game. They are very rare and very spread out. There are 286 of them, but I'm going to show you where the secret 287th is.
Ooh.
The secret
I don't
orb.
Oh,
This is debug mode. This is debug mode, by the way. This is pretty awesome. So if we go here...
Oh, this looks like my walk to school every day.
Yeah, for sure. I'm going to show you where the secret orb is. I think it's here. So if we turn the camera and there it is. The secret orb out of bounds.
Oh, let's go.
And you can
When we
pick it
get-
up.
Damn, pickable.
Yeah.
Does the game have fun time when you have all of 287?
The game just kind of says, yeah, you have 287.
That's sick. Fantastic.
So yeah. There was a really cool glitch I wanted to show off, but unfortunately we don't have the time. We need to get moving.
Jak
alright.
1 does come in a few seconds indeed. There you will see way more of these eggs. Where we'll actually be collecting like 500 or something, I don't fucking know. Can't remember.
Awesome.
But yeah.
all right. Well, thank you, Sly. Thank you for that awesome Jak II run. Appreciate you stepping up and putting on a good show. Thank you for hopping in here, Refrag, for commentary. And I'm glad Scoob was able to come back from the dead.
Absolutely.
So, any last minute shout outs or want to let people know where to find you before we move on?
Shoutouts to Zed and Ricky. They are the ones that taught me this game, so that's cool. I did an awful job showing it off, but those two are really cool.
That is
And
really cool.
shoutouts to
Thank
Ben,
you.
who was like way better at me in Jag games. And like no other reason to shout her out, I swear. Anyways,
Big shout outs to Nintendo. Big shout outs.
that's it from me.
All right. Thanks, guys. We're going to hop back to break screen for a little bit, and then Scoob is going to pick it back up for Jak and Daxter. No lava tubes yet. Stay tuned, everybody, and